My name is Ethan. I'm a tech consultant, not a hero, not a detective. Just a guy who happened to be in the right place at the wrong time. Or maybe the wrong place at the right time. I came to Chicago for a conference thinking it'd be just another work trip. But one moment, one choice, and changed everything. I wasn't looking to get involved in anyone's life, but when I saw that little girl on the subway platform, everything shifted. This is the story of what happened. After I decided to stop walking past her, autumn in Chicago. Cold winds blow dry leaves down the sidewalks. Ethan, a quiet tech consultant visiting the city for a private event, walks alone through a subway station. In a corner of the platform, he sees a filthy little girl, tangled hair, curled up, trying to sell candy from a cardboard box. She refuses money. She only wants food. Ethan is moved. He takes her to a nearby diner and orders a hot sandwich and cocoa. "My name is Lily," she says, smiling with tired eyes. "I don't like being alone, but it's better than being with them." She tells him bits and pieces of her life between bites, vague mentions of the others, a warehouse, and fear of men with radios. Back at his hotel, Ethan can't sleep. Lily's haunted look stays with him. He recalls his own rough childhood in a foster home, when he too felt invisible and unwanted. He stares out the window at the city lights, trying to think logically, but his heart pulls stronger. The next day, he returns to the station, but Lily is gone. Walking the area, he finds a dropped candy bag near an alley. The freezing air feels still as he notices red stains on the ground. A store owner nearby mentions a commotion they saw night before. A hooded man watches him from the shadows and flees when noticed. Ethan runs after him but loses the trail. Ethan reports the disappearance to the nearest police station. "Street kids disappear all the time, sir. We can't do much without proof," the officer says indifferently. Outraged, Ethan decides to act on his own. He spends days walking the streets, asking vendors, showing Lily's drawing. Locals tell him she often slept behind a 24-hour laundromat. There, among rags and boxes, he finds a sketchbook. One drawing stands out, a man with a deep scar across his face. There's also a crude map, marking what looks like a route through alleys and tunnels. As he leaves the laundromat, he notices a dark car parked at the corner. As he approaches, it speeds off. Ethan seeks help from local NGOs. A social worker named Rachel listens to him. He shows her the drawing. She turns pale. "We've had reports on this man before, but he always gets away. He's protected." They quietly begin an investigation, gathering leads, mapping missing child reports. They discover strange overlaps, same neighborhoods, same time frames, same vague descriptions. Rachel reveals she once tried to expose a shelter tied to this man but was silenced. Days later, Rachel receives a note under her door. "Stop digging or she vanishes for good." Ethan offers a reward for information and is contacted by a former employee of a clandestine shelter. They meet in an empty parking lot. The man reveals they grab kids like her, train them, use them, sell them. It's a big operation. He confirms the scarred man is a key figure. They also learn the shelter has ties with a local trucking company. Ethan stakes out the location for days. At night, trucks come and go. A drone image reveals an abandoned warehouse. In the corner of one photo, a pink bracelet with the name Lily. Using surveillance gear and distrustful of the authorities, Ethan and Rachel break into the location. The warehouse is a maze of locked doors, hidden cameras, and dark corridors. Old mattresses, faded toys, chains. In one room, they find the jacket Ethan gave Lily. Tension rises. They hide as two guards pass by. One mentions a pickup tonight. A muffled scream echoes. Rachel grips Ethan's arm. She's still here. Through a daring operation, Lily is rescued along with 3 other children. But the situation escalates. Ethan is detained. During questioning, he realizes the corruption runs deep. Rachel confronts her boss. "You knew, didn't you?" He just sighs. "We can't fight this." News of the raid is quickly buried. Rachel fears for her job. Ethan is released with a warning. Police arrive at Ethan's residence with a subpoena. Trespassing and obstruction of a federal investigation. Rachel leaks everything to the press. The story spreads like wildfire. Ethan records an emotional video. This isn't about me, it's about the kids. Protests erupt in several cities. Families of other victims come forward, but attempts to suppress the scandal intensify. Ethan loses clients. Rachel is suspended. They receive threats. Lily, now safe, has nightmares. She shares fragments of what happened in the warehouse. One night, Lily grabs Ethan's hand and whispers, "I thought no one would ever find me again." Public pressure leads to a federal inquiry. The warehouse is shut down. Several officials are arrested. Ethan's story goes viral. He's asked to speak at child advocacy events. Slowly, his public image heals. He finalizes Lily's adoption in a quiet ceremony. In an emotional interview, he says, "She saved me as much as I saved her." Rachel publishes a report with all the evidence they gathered. A reporter asks, "And now, Ethan, what will you do with your voice?" Months later, Lily is in school, drawing and writing poetry. Ethan donates generously to child support centers and volunteers anonymously. Chicago's winter is still harsh, but something inside him is finally warm again. He visits schools, speaking about vigilance, kindness, and action. The story becomes a documentary. Sometimes when we reach out to save someone, we end up saving ourselves.